Hi, it's Hannah the Artisan Duck, and I'm back today with this polymer clay flower slab. This is a really easy slab to make and uses just some basic tools and supplies and your clay extruder. You're obviously going to need your extruder for this project and some discs, so I'm going to use these two discs. They're obviously the same shape, but this one is larger than the other, and I did check online, and with your basic kit, if you buy the Makings clay extruder, you do get both of these in the sort of the beginning kit. I have extra discs, so I just wanted to double check that most people should have these discs available. I have gone ahead and conditioned my clay, so I'm using a lovely dark purple, a magenta, a lilac and a yellow for my flower centre. I've also got some silver foil just off to the side that I'm just going to add to my clay base. This is the clay that I'm going to use for the base of my slab. So this is where all my flower shapes are going to go onto. And this is the same lilac that I've put to one side for the flower shapes. I've just got my silver foil here, and I've got all these little scrap pieces on the top of this packaging. Just for a little bit of variation, I'm going to go ahead and add little pieces of silver foil onto this lilac, just because I think it'll be nice to have the silver peeking through when we cut the slab up. So I'm going to just make sure I leave gaps around them, but I do want to make sure that when I cut my pieces they've got reasonably good coverage with the silver. So I'm just going to continue breaking up some little pieces and putting these on, and I shall come back when I have covered this clay. There we go, I've done that. So now I'm going to move on to the extruder part. So this is the first clay that's going to go through my extruder. This is the lilac, and I'm using the disc with the smaller shape in the middle. So I'm going to pop that through my extruder and then I shall come back. I'm now going to work on the dark purple and the magenta, and both of these, one at a time, are going to go through the disc with the larger shape cut out the centre. So there is our three colours through the extruder, and I'm going to start working with the dark purple one. So I've got my flexible blade, and I'm going to go ahead and take some thin slices of this dark purple. I'm going to flip that around every time I cut so I don't get a really flat edge to the shape. And when I've cut a couple of those, I shall come back and we'll move on to the next step. So there are my shapes and there's my slab, and I'm simply going to position them on my clay, and I'm not going to sort of crowd them together because I'm going to roll kind of in between the layers so it doesn't get too thick, because I'm going to add the pink and the lilac on top of this. So I'm going to try and make sure I leave enough room around them so that when I roll it, it doesn't sort of spread too far and merge. So I'm just gonna, I always try to keep it random, then I find I've ended up following a pattern, but I'm trying not to overthink it. And obviously this is quite a small slab that I'm making, but you could obviously make however big you would like to. So there we go, they're reasonably well spaced. I'm going to pop a piece of paper on. I don't want these pieces jumping around when I roll, and I also don't want to transfer any colour of the darker clay onto the lighter. So I'm just going to gently go over with my roller and sort of smooth those down and get them as even a height as possible. I'm not pressing super hard, and I'm sort of turning my tile round so that I can try and give as even pressure as possible. I do want these to be reasonably flat, so I might have to go in a bit sort of harder in a minute once I'm sure that everything is well stuck down. There we go. Those are all flat, and I feel quite pleased with those. So I'm going to go ahead now and bring in my magenta pink, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut little pieces of this clay. So I'm rolling my clay around before each cut so one end doesn't end up really flat. I shall come back when I've cut enough. Right, so I've got all those cut, and I'm going to go ahead now and place these magenta over the top, but stagger them so you can see the purple petal peeking out from around the outside of where it dips in on the newer piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and add all these and sort of build our flowers up. They kind of make me think of pansies, this sort of shape of petal and flower. Right, so I shall come back to you when I've done all these, and we can then move on to the next step. So those are now on top of the purple, and again I'm going to come in with my roller and a piece of paper, and I'm just going to smooth those down. They don't have to be super flat, but certainly flatter than they are now. There we go, that is all done. So now we need to bring in our smaller lilac one, and it's just the same. I'm going to cut some little pieces of this lilac, and then we're going to add them to the top of our flowers that we've already made. So I shall go ahead and cut these off camera and then come back when I'm ready to add them to my clay. There we go, there's all our little lilac pieces cut. So I'm just going to pick them up now and position them on top of the flowers that we've already made, and I've twisted it round again so you can see the pink sort of peeping through where the shape dips in on the lilac. So I'm going to continue building this up until we're ready to move on to smoothing it down. So there's our lilac flowers added, and I'm just going to roll over really gently. I don't really want to make these really flat. I quite like having a little bit of dimension on them. So I'm just going to turn it around, and I can feel under my roller that it's still a little bit lumpy, so I'm good with that. You just see it's ever, you maybe can't see it, it's ever so slightly raised. But I can feel it. So I've got a pointed tool. I'm going to add just a little bit of detail to the lilac flower petals. So I'm just going to sort of draw little lines, and we're going to cover the flower centre in a minute. So you're not going to see if it's a bit messy right in the middle. I think it's just nice. It'll just help sort of make it all stand out and look pretty. So I'm just going to continue doing this, and this could be a little bit more time consuming than the other pieces, so I shall come back when I have done it. There we go, so I've added the detail to the centre of the flowers, and I've just put little lines in the pink petals beyond that as well, just to give the impression of a little bit of veining behind. So I'm going to bring in my yellow clay, and I'm going to roll this into like a thin snake of clay so I can cut some pieces off it. So I've got my yellow clay, and I've cut some little pieces off. I'm going to cut this in half because we don't need much. I'm just going to roll this little bit into a ball for our flower centre. So we don't want these too big because our flowers are not huge. So I'm just going to bring the tile back down. I'm just going to pop that flower centre in the middle like that. And then I have got a ball tool, and this one's got a tiny tip to it. So I'm just going to zoom in ever so slightly so you can see slightly better what I'm doing. And I'm just going to use this tip just to sort of texture that clay and add a little bit of dimension to that flower centre like that. There we go, that flower is now completed. So I'm going to go away and do all the rest of them because that'll be very tedious to watch, and then I shall come back when it's finished. There we go, that's the yellow centres all added. But I think I might like to add a little bit more detail just to the spaces in between. So I'm going to bring back my yellow clay again, and I'm just going to cut really tiny pieces off. I don't want them as big as the flower centres. So just going to go ahead and cut some pieces, and I might cut these into quarters. That will definitely make them smaller than what I did before. And I'm just going to roll those into little balls again, and I'm going to dot those between my flowers just to fill the gaps a little bit more, because I think when you cut the shapes for the earrings, you want to have as much interest on them as possible. If you've gone to all this effort, you don't want to end up with big blank spaces on your final pieces. So I'm just going to fill some of these gaps, and I'm just going to use my finger to make sure that they're stuck down nicely, like that. And I might just take the little dotting tool as well and just sort of dot around a little, just to fill those spaces up. So I'm going to go away, I'm going to finish adding all that little detail, and then the slab is completely ready to be cut. There we have the finished slab. So I'm going to go off and cut some shapes and make some jewellery, and I shall come back and show you the finished pieces. Here are the finished pieces from the slab that I've made. So I've made these earrings here, and you can see I've really tried to get as much on each earring shape as possible so that there's no sort of big blank spaces. So I've got those, I've got these oval ones, and again try to get as many sort of whole flowers or partial flowers on those shapes as possible. I was then left with quite an awkward shape left, so I've cut a flower shape out and cut it in half, and I really wanted to play around and make something slightly different, so I've come up with this style. So it's just hung on this silver link, and I've put some seed beads on the sides and a bigger bead in the middle, and I think they're quite fun. And then I had like a scrap piece off to the side, so I've cut a straight edge on the scrap piece, making sure I keep as many flowers as possible. I've teamed it up with more purple clay, and this is the scrap clay that I had around here, just run through my pasta machine so it's roughly the same height. I've sort of hidden that join between those two pieces with silver leaf again, so you can just see it's just silver leaf. I've actually put I was playing around, so I put liquid Fimo on that as well. I just wanted to see how it would look. But yes, I've made a necklace pendant as well. I really hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial. I shall put any links below for anything that I've used, probably affiliate links. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I shall see you again soon. Bye!